Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. I'm Eric and this is Beegler Family from designing our DIY greenhouse that we want to build at the farm. It's going to be a permanent structure, a lot of recycled material, some new material, but we're going to work out this plan for about a 12-foot by 14-foot greenhouse, and we're going to show you how to do it. So stick around. Okay, so what I've got here is just our little kitchen table here. This is actually just paper from this roll, which is like what you buy for school supply, right? They put it on the big board and they can pull it through. Now I've actually taped down two layers. One is a smoothing layer and then the actual layer that I'm going to draw on. I've got a long 36-inch straight steel ruler just taped down. I've actually taken my framing square and I've put tape on both sides so that it doesn't leave any stains on the paper. I'm using an architect scale. I'm not an architect, but I've had some training in drafting. You can do this. This is simple. I couldn't find my 45-degree square, so we've got my 30-degree square. Not sure that I'll need it. And just a basic mechanical pencil. That's all you need. Now, I have this stuff because I've done a lot of the drawings for things that we've built over the years. I've got some practice at it, and that's mostly what you need is practice more than education. And of course, you can find some tips on YouTube. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put you guys on time lapse, and we're going to get this thing started. I know it's going to be a little bit odd sized because we're using recycled vinyl windows that we bought off of Facebook Marketplace. And I know that they're 46 inches wide, physically speaking. And I want them to be fairly tight in the opening, and I want about 8 inches between each window. And I've got 3 that I'm going to put across the front. So we're going to end up somewhere over 13 foot. I'm going to shoot for about 14 foot. But we'll see where it comes out. And then about 12 foot in depth. So let's get started. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse because this is going to take a little while. And you can watch me put some pencil down and we'll see how it goes. Okay, pencil work is done. Just looking over it here to make sure I don't have anything else that I want to put on by pencil. I'm actually just going to ink it with an ink pen, and then we'll do math to figure out what it's going to take to build it. I don't think there's anything else to add. If there is, I might have some regrets. I'll pop in my straight edge here. Yeah, the thing to recognize is that doing this stuff isn't really that difficult. Most of it comes down to making sure you just take your time, have a little patience. See what I'm doing there is just kind of marking my ends. And every time I do that, I'll just wipe the tip of that ink pen off. Important to remember that we're doing a drawing for a DIY greenhouse. We're not building skyscrapers. I just want a good working plan so I can make a good materials list. I do have a large pile of old lumber at the farm that I had thought about using, but a lot of it's not treated. And with the state of the world today, we felt like it might be appropriate to set it up permanently. I know you guys can't see me in the frame, but trying to get you a view here of what we're doing. You know, some of the trick to doing stuff in a cost-effective manner is perpetually surfing Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, just paying attention. I kind of tried to convince the wife earlier to take a little road trip, but we got a little too much going on. I saw a posting for some free windows a couple hours from us, and it's like, man, they were some big old vinyl sliding windows, like 5x6 that had been taken out. And even if they're in mostly good shape, that's how you find stuff to build you a greenhouse, you know? You'll never regret having a large door in your greenhouse. And I'm not saying this is what everybody should do. I'm just saying, if you got much of a garden and you're trying to grow food for a family and you get this far, it's a good way to build this, something similar, for not a ridiculous amount of money. We obviously we're working on our house reconstruction, so we end up with a lot of rebates cards from Menards. We buy a lot of stuff there, as long as the pricing is right. You know, we sales shop every time we can, but you know, if we can get something that's on a good price and we can get a rebate on it, we take part of those rebates and put them right back into the house, and we take part of those rebates and put them into the farm. And even though our property is only a little under 6 acres all told, not all of that usable because of barn, and there's a small house on part of it and a dilapidated shed, and then you got trees in the fence line. But with that being said, our chickens lay enough eggs that if we were more diligent about selling eggs, that they would easily at least pay for their own food. And you know, I'm a fan of people trying to make a go of making a living off of your property, and we're exploring some options on that. You know, But a lot of times we're just pretty darn satisfied if the property pays for our food. You know, if the cattle that we raise, if they, you know, we usually do 3 or 4, and those 3 or 4 are more than we can eat. We usually keep 2, sell 1 or 2, and that will cover the costs that we incur for all of our beef, you know, for that cycle. And I don't think you can hardly beat that deal. I mean, of course, making money would be nice. But I will gladly accept breaking even, you know, of not buying beef from the store and having the beef that I raised completely pay for, you know, everything that I want to have in my freezer. But, you know, specifically back to greenhouse, if you pace yourself, we've been stockpiling stuff for this greenhouse for a year and a half, 2 years, maybe more. I know we've had these specific windows that we picked up for it over a year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to clean this up and then we'll come back. Okay. So this is like the end view with the doors. And then this is what the overhead view looks like. You can see here, window, 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 and a window. These are 4x6 posts here. Turn the opposite way up here, 6 inches this way, and then a 4x6 here. These are just going to be 2x4s set into concrete. This is a 2x6 this way with a 2x4 that way, and that gets me my width. We're from this corner to this corner about 13.3, 13.4. Now I'm realizing that I'm going to need a wing wall here because looking at this plan, the window is going to only come, it's going to come to within about a foot of the ground, which is good. It's good ventilation. But I want soil to come as far this way as possible. So let's draw a wing wall here. And that'll work out, I think. Okay. To get our 8 feet of height back here reliably, we're going to need 12-foot posts. So this is going to be 4x6 by 12, 2x4 by 12, 3 of them, 4x6 by 12, right? So you can see what we're doing here. 2x4 by 12 times 3. So we'll probably need so 10 footers here would be fine. So 2x4 by 10, 3. That post will be a 4x4 by 10. To make sure we can get 6 feet here. I really don't know that I want 24 inches of post in the ground, so I'm going to get 10 footers. All right, so 4x6 by 10 on each corner. I'm going to do a 4x4 by 12 there. 4x4 by 12 there. That is because I will set those posts as deep as I can get them and have enough post left at the top, because with a door hinged on each one, that's going to be a lot. So the weight will bear having those posts as far in the ground in concrete as I can get them. 2x4x10, we'll need 2 there, and a 2x6x10, 1. Okay, we'll make that out of scrap. So 4, 8, 12, we'll need 1 piece of plywood, 2 pieces, 3/4 treated plywood. That'll make our boxing. I think I got enough beadboard left to box it in. I think. If not, it won't be very much that I need. So we'll plan on using that to box in the back, because that's the only side that'll get plywood. Everything else will be plastic. Top will be plastic. Okay, so let's talk. We know we've got our posts here. So this needs to be a 2x4x8 for that header. We'll need that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll need a 2x4x8 for bracing. Let's get 2 of those. Let's make that 3, because that's 46. So 1 8-footer will make that. So 1, 2, 3. We'll get 4. It never hurts to have some left over. Okay. We'll need a 2x4x14 band board for the front. One of those 8-footers right there will make these 2 pieces, I think. Maybe not. Let's get a 2x4x10 for the side. Right there. There won't be any threshold poured concrete that I'll smooth off for the doors to basically seal to. Don't want anything to flex when I drive a tractor in and brake, pull the doors out of alignment. Okay, so rafters. My sides, I will set them flush, right? So I'm going to need 2x4x12, 2 of those for my front and rear fascia boards, basically. That'll be the boards here at the end, right? They go there, they go there. All the rafters will tie onto them. All right, so let's math, because again, we're not building a house, we're building a greenhouse. You don't want rafters every 16 inches because you're going to create shadows. We want fewer shadows. So 168 inches, and we're actually a little bit shy of that. We're at about 160 inches is what our length is going to be, divided by 30. This says we need 5 rafters plus 1 for the end. That's 6. I think that would get it. I think I'll add 1 12-foot to put me some blocking across here just to prevent warping. So let's make that a 3. And then I probably need, I've got enough odd and end 2x4s for some filler, but let's do we can get another 2x4, 14 foot to make blocking here at the top and the bottom. Probably going to need one there, so let's make that 4. Okay, that's pretty good. So concrete. 1.5, 3, 6, 9. All right, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. About 24 bags concrete mix. Okay. I think I've got everything in a list. I'm just going to show you here that y'all can see that. It'll focus. I don't know. $606. And that's, I'm not saying it's cheap, but I'm saying that for a greenhouse that should last as long as the wife or I care for it to last, hopefully, that's relatively inexpensive. So that we are about $50 shy of having enough rebates from Menards to pay for all of that. So that's not bad. And that would get it up. And would only leave me with coughing up the $50 overage there, taxes, buying screws and fasteners, and then I don't think, I've got a piece of greenhouse plastic, but I don't think it's big enough to cover the top, but it will do all the sides. So that would be perfect. And I'm not sure that we'll do greenhouse plastic on the top. I might do UV stabilized 10 mil poly that's got the twine in it. That's supposed to be some really tough stuff. I don't know. Undecided. I definitely want this thing to be pretty low usage as far as requirements and inputs go for any heat, stuff like that. Won't have electricity right at the start. Won't even have water in it right at the start. We've got a little water project planned for the farm this spring and summer to get some more hydrants in. Yeah, it's late. It's almost midnight now. Can't believe you guys are still up. What are you doing up? Anyway, $600. And figure we got those windows. We bought 6 windows. I think we paid $100 for those in total. One of them is broke. So we have 5 good ones. I think we paid $100 for the 5 they gave us the last one, which I wanted for parts. If I put the wood stove in it, that's $50. And the boxing on the north side, and a lot of odd and end stuff will be leftovers from other projects or upcycled stuff. And then the plastic we've had for a while. We've used it to solarize gardens 2 years now. That's kind of why I'm also hesitant to put it on the top. It's already had a couple years of exposure in the world, but I think it would make fine covering for the west side and the east side and the parts that I want to have light come through. And then just buy new plastic for the top because it's not terribly expensive. We'll probably spend about $100 to cover the top of it. And I will make fasteners with scrap decking boards and screws, basically a 1-inch thick cleat, and I'll just stretch it tight, pull it down, and then tighten it off on the other side same way. not buying wiggle wire, stuff like that. This is home built from scratch. But just a reminder, here's our end view. This is a window. This is going to be a custom built door. Oh, we'll have $100 in the door. Overview of the greenhouse. 12 feet by about 14 feet here. That's pretty good. That's 150 some square foot in there. I got some stainless steel wire racking, shelving, that I will use to make planting benches. Woo, bleep. And I got those for free. Wouldn't mind doing some hydroponics in there, but that's a thing for another day. We'll have to see. If I do a wood stove, I might put it back in this corner, because planting bench would probably go someplace back here. I don't know. It's one of those things, you get it up, and then you see what it looks like. But that is how you design a DIY greenhouse. A couple of hours of work in all that, drawing it out, inking it, doing the materials list. But I think it'll work. I did change the 4x6 post to 4x4. That saved me about $75 overall. Is the 4x6 a little stronger? Yeah, but I don't think we're going to go anywhere. It's going to be in lots of concrete, and I think we'll be all right. I think. Famous last words, but we'll see. Anyway, it's late. I'm tired, and this mug don't stay pretty by staying up. So, appreciate you guys watching. I hope you took a minute and you hit that subscribe button down there, right? And you get those notifications, and you hit that like button. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a good night.